All right, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about something kind of sneaky happening in the world of AI, a hidden vulnerability that can turn your super helpful AI assistant into, well, a potential saboteur. Yep, we're talking about social engineering, but for AI.
So, picture this. You're just talking to your AI, asking it a totally normal question. But what you don't know is that someone else has hidden secret commands inside your own words. Just like that, without you even realizing it, you've handed over the keys to a total stranger. And no, this isn't some sci-fi movie plot. This is a real and, frankly, a growing threat.
So what is this thing actually called? The techie term for it is prompt injection. It's pretty much what it sounds like. An attacker injects or slips these malicious instructions into the AI's input. They're basically turning the AI into their own personal puppet. The poor AI is then forced to do things it was never, ever supposed to do. And the whole time, you think you're the one pulling the strings. Now here's what's so fascinating about all this. This isn't some brand new, super complex hacking technique that nobody's ever seen before. Nope. At its heart, prompt injection is really just a modern twist on a very, very old con game: social engineering.
You know how classic social engineering works, right? A con artist plays on your trust to trick you. Well, with an AI, the attacker does something similar, but they're exploiting the AI's, let's call it literal-mindedness. See, a person might get a gut feeling that something's not right, but an AI, it just doesn't have that intuition. It can't spot deception, which makes it, unfortunately, a perfect target.
Okay, so this isn't just some abstract, theoretical problem that nerds argue about online. No way! These vulnerabilities have some serious real-world consequences. So let's take a look at how a seemingly innocent prompt can be weaponized into a full-on digital heist.
So how does an attack like this actually play out? Well, it usually happens in a few key steps. First, you've got the bait. This could be just a normal-looking piece of text, maybe in an email you're summarizing. But hidden inside that bait is the hook, a secret command like ignore everything I said before. This completely hijacks the AI's logic. The attacker's command takes over and, well, that's when the damage happens. And when we say damage, we mean serious damage. We're talking about stuff like bypassing all the safety filters to create really nasty content, or even worse, extracting your confidential user data. It could leak private company secrets or even manipulate other programs to send emails or delete files on your behalf. The stakes here are just incredibly high. So yeah, that's the problem, and it's a pretty big one. But, and this is a big but, the good news is we're not helpless here. We can absolutely build defenses. It all starts with building what you might call a digital fortress. And the cornerstone of that fortress is this single crucial mindset shift. If you're in cybersecurity, you've probably heard of zero trust, right? The idea that you don't trust anything by default. Well, this is the AI version of that. You have to assume that any and all input could be hostile. Okay, so how do we actually do that? The main technical defense is something called input validation. Basically, before the AI gets to see any user input, that input gets run through a whole series of filters. Think of it like a cleaning process. These filters sanitize the input, striking out anything that even remotely looks like a hidden command.
So, to go back to our fortress analogy, a vulnerable AI is like a castle with the gates thrown wide open. It just lets everything and everyone in, no questions asked. A hardened AI, though, that's a fortress with guards at the gate. Those guards are the input validation filters, and they inspect every single piece of data before it's allowed inside. This is, without a doubt, your first and most critical line of defense.
But look, at the end of the day, the tech is only one part of the solution. You know what the most important security feature is? It's us, the human element. It all comes down to having a security-first mindset whenever we're building or even just using these incredibly powerful tools.
And really, if you remember one thing from this, let it be this: it's all about balance. We can and should trust the amazing capabilities of these AI models, but that trust can't be blind. We have to always verify the input we're feeding them.
Because look, the technology is only going to get more advanced, and you can bet the threats will evolve right along with it. The AI is an amazing tool, there's no doubt about it, but the responsibility for keeping it safe, that falls squarely on our shoulders, the people who build it and the people who use it. So the real question is, are you ready to be the security guard?